everyone! Take a look at what we're making today. I am making a log finish on this chocolate cake. It's actually German chocolate. Yum. So what I'm going to do first is the top. It's going to be light on top, like the stump where it would have been cut. And then we'll do the sides. It's actually going to be 2 tiers. So I'm going to do the top of this so that I know how tall to do my dowels. Then I will do the top of the other one, and then I'll do all of the sides at the end. I have about 2 half-cup blobs in here. This is still chocolate, it's just really the light before you add in all the cocoa powder. So the reason I did the 2 lighter shades is you want it to have like some dimension on top when you're swirling it. And so that's what I wanted to do. We're going to start with that. So I'll just take about half. And if you're familiar with like how to do a watercolor effect, it's going to be similar to that. But I just didn't want the top to be too dark since it is supposed to be the cutout part. And I'll bring you over here to see exactly what I'm doing. Or actually I'll tilt. We're safe. This cake's on here good. So here's the top. And I'm going to just gently slide it across and smear it across. There's some air bubbles, and that's okay. We'll kind of work them out. If I drop this cake, I give everyone permission to laugh at me. And you can see that it's not single tone, it's 2-tone. It's kind of dimensional, right? And I'll get in here in a minute and start adding like the texture like that. But I want to get it spread all over. And as you pull your cake around, you can just pull that frosting around with it. It's obviously easier doing it like this than holding it up. Okay. Now the very middle I'm not worried about because that's where the top tier is going to be. So here's what it looks like. There's some dimension, a little bit of, you know, the 2-toneness to it. I actually think I want a little bit darker in some spots. I feel like it's all too light. There we go. Just a couple swipes. Just to add a little. There we go. I think that's a lot better. Let me show you. See those darker tones? That looks better. Gently take the top and just hold it. And you see as I pull it around and do a little bit of indentation there, I can do that around the entire cake. It will be easier once I set it down, but just so you can see what's happening here. Okay, so here's the top, and I just drew that indentation with my offset spatula. Ta-da! And I'll clean up the edges here. And I'm going to go ahead and stack my other tier on top, and then we can do the top of that one as well. So let me get my dowels cut, and we'll get that other tier on top. Dowels in, got it all stacked. Look at this beauty. And like I said, there's not a lot of that edge showing, so I wasn't too worried about that layer. This top one's gonna be the most important to get it looking fantastic. And I'll throw in all the extra buttercream. Actually, I'll do the light first. I think I like the idea of doing the light first and coming in with the dark afterwards. And these cakes I made last night, and I crumb coated them last night, and they've been in the fridge. They are being transported by the customer. And so I want them to be firm and solid and not have any thoughts about even shifting or anything in transport. If you're not familiar with how to transport a cake, I do have a video on that because you do want it to make sure that it gets there safely. Here's what I'm doing through the top. Normally I'd spin it, but I'm using my hand to film. And I may go through and spin it just to perfect these lines a little. But it's also a tree stump. Like, tree stumps aren't perfect, right? Ta-da. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for that. Now the sides, I have darker chocolate frosting already piped in a bag. This is a Wilton 1M tip. I know everyone's going to want to know. That's what that is. So here we go. I'm actually going to do a couple of layers of this. I'm coming up just like that. I'll come a little towards you so you can see. And we're just going to make lines straight up. They don't have to be 100% perfect. Like I said, I'm going to come through with another tip to kind of give it dimension and make it look a little less stripy, I guess. This kind of gives you those perfect lines. Okay, so I kind of like that, like the imperfectness of that. So when I go back through with this other tip, I think I'm going to do a little bit more of that because look how straight up and down that is. It looks a little too perfect for a tree stump, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get that frosting and I will show you what tip it is and what I'm going to do to give it some more texture and imperfectness. Alright, I mixed my other bag of frosting and you can see it's a little bit lighter on the tone in terms of color. It's going to give it a little dimension and I did a little test spot right here and I'll bring you up closer so you can see right there where it's at. So what I'm going to do is just go in between some of the lines here. I'm not going to do every single one, but just anywhere that, you know, I want to go up and in between, add a little more color. It's going to change that dimension a little and you don't even have to go all the way up or all the way down. Let me show you right here on this side. See, I went all the way up right there. And it's just going to give it a little bit of a different texture. And you don't, like I said, you can do halfway up, you can do all the way up and down. Oh, and this is the Wilton 21 Star Tip. Here it is. It is finished. Ta-da! This lovely bark look. I have the two tones. You can see it better now. Some of the nice imperfections. I'm going to stick this in the fridge so that it is safe for delivery, and I will show you guys a really good picture so you can see the top as well. I'll put the recipe below for the chocolate frosting. I will put the tips again in case you need them. I will put whatever you need. So if there's any recipes, questions about what I use, just let me know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and for more great videos like this, subscribe to our channel. Have a good one.
Wait! You have to say hit the bell. The bell notifies them.
Oh. Hey, did you know if you hit the little bell... Ew, I'm covered in chocolate.
Yep.
Did you know if you hit the bell down there, you'll get notified whenever we post a video? It's most likely going to be a baking one, but there's also the funny family videos we do. So, give it a try. Hit that bell.